Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's topic of discussion is how to take history from a patient who presents with primary amenorrhea. In this scenario, as it is very sensitive and most of the time the girls are of very young age, so it's better to take history in the presence of mother or elder sister. And first of all, it is very important to make patient comfortable with you. And after asking the age, because age is very important in this group, patient may present anywhere between 14 to 20 years most of the times. And although 14, 15, 16, 17 years, they are not typically, they do not fall in the category of primary amenorrhea, but sometimes mothers, they do have concern because her age of menarche or the age of menarche of elder sisters was learned about that, and they are worried that this girl is not having periods yet, so they will present to you. And nevertheless, you have to take history and give important information to patient and her mother. In Pakistani setup, patient may be married or unmarried. Usually these are unmarried girls, but still we have to ask about the marital status. And for MRCOG, we will ask whether she is sexually active yet or not. And if she is sexually active, is there any difficulty? Because it can lead to some important information. And then, as in differential diagnosis, we can see the cause may lie there may be hypothalamic causes, for example trauma, tumor, infection, stress, anorexia. There may be involvement of pituitary, for example prolactinoma. There may be problem with ovaries, for example PCO, premature ovarian failure, Turner syndrome, any tumors or infection of ovaries, for example tuberculosis. And there may be uterine cause, for example Mayer-Rokitansky Kuster-Hauser syndrome. And it is a congenital condition in which uterus is absent. And then there may be androgen insensitivity syndrome, and in this case patient will have normal height and secondary sexual characteristics, but she will have some sort of ambiguous genitalia, and inside there will be no ovaries, instead there will be testes. And then there will be like vaginal causes, for example imperforate hymen or vaginal septum, or it may be simple a constitutional delay and there will be no underlying cause. So from history we will try to rule out differential diagnosis, and we will ask about the growth pattern, whether the patient has normal height and weight and normal growth spurt, what was the age of her growth spurt, and whether secondary sexual characteristics are still present or not, and in which we will ask about the axillary and pubic hair, and we will see for the breast development. And then we will ask about the headache, blurring of vision or any vertigo, and sleep and diet pattern. Is there any stress? Sometimes young girls, they do have examination, or like they are preparing for some athlete programs or for modeling, they are doing excessive dieting and anorexia, and this may be cause of amenorrhea. And then we will ask about any history of childhood cranial trauma, surgery or fever, and we will ask about any congenital heart problems. Congenital heart problems will be related to Turner syndrome, and for Turner syndrome the patient will have short height, web-necked, distally spaced nipples, and some congenital problems. So we will ask from history, and it is very important to do a detailed physical examination to verify the problems. And then we will ask about hirsutism, acne, any voice change, We will ask from mother any history of ambiguous genitalia at birth or afterwards. Was there any corrective surgery done for that? And then we will ask about hot flushes, heat and cold intolerance, and weight gain or weight loss. Weight loss may be related to tumors, weight gain may be related to hypothyroidism and PCOS. Actually, weight is very important for adolescent girls as well, and they are related to periods as well. And then we will ask about cyclical pain in lower abdomen, which may be due to like cryptomenorrhea. Periods are there, but as there is obstruction in the flow, so blood is accumulating in the lower abs and patient may feel problem there, and which may be typically very cyclical, and sometime it may be chronic as well. If there is continuous accumulation over months, it may lead to endometriosis. And there may be atypical lower abdo pain which may be constant sometime. And we will ask about history of any urinary difficulty and constipation as well. And then we will ask about mother or sister age of menarche. And then there will be medical surgical history, any history of medicine intake currently or in the past, any history of tobacco smoking or drug intake. And we will ask about the personal history and family history. Most of the points I have already covered in history taking, which are related with personal and family history. And then it is very important to do a detailed physical examination in the presence of mother, and look for the patient height, weight, and BMI, and like her face for any acne, any hirsutism, her neck, and then her secondary sexual characteristics. And then we will examine the abdomen. We will do the genital PA and genital perspeculum examination to look for the any blue bulging of the hymen, or is there any like ambiguous suspicion of ambiguous genitalia. And then we will do a certain test to rule out our final, to look for the final diagnosis. And like this is very, most of the time it may be simple constitutional delay, and we will just reassure patient and mother. And in that case we can give some progesterone to induce withdrawal bleeding if she is more than 16, and just to reassure mother and patient that she is normal. And otherwise we will do treatment according to cause. Thank you very much.